For the first time in more than 20 years, Israel has approved the construction of a new settlement in the occupied West Bank. It will replace the Amona outpost, which was demolished last month after a court ruled it was illegally built on private Palestinian land. To talk more about that, TRT World's editor-at-large Ahmed Burai joins me now live. Al-Burai joins me now live in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Israel just evacuated the Amona settlement to much fanfare, actually. There was a lot of press there, only to announce it will build another settlement now illegally for Amona's residents. What's the strategy behind that?
It's not by all means, it's not a surprise, because Netanyahu, at the time he evicted that settlement, the Amona settlement, he declared that he's going to build other settlements. It is by nature, by default, a slap on the face of the international community, because it comes immediately after the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2334, which reaffirmed the long-standing position of the international community that what is happening in the West Bank doesn't have any legal validity. Israel is illegally building this statement, but the Israeli cabinet, the Israeli Knesset, the parliament in Israel, passed the law retroactively legalizing all these outposts in the West Bank, which is a blow to the international community, a blow to the already moribund peace process, and more importantly, it's the end. Netanyahu, by this, and the cabinet, by this resolution, is declaring the end of the two-state solution.
It looked like Netanyahu was going to become, in a sense, rather dependent on the support of the Trump administration. But recently, it's looked like Trump is a bit more lukewarm than Netanyahu was expecting. Do you think that will change anything from Netanyahu's perspective now?
I don't think so. Netanyahu doesn't pay any attention to the international community, and he's being encouraged by the Trump administration. If you still remember the absurd gesture when he said, "Baby, I'd like you to just hold the settlement for a while, then we can talk about it." So he gave him, the Trump administration gave him the carte blanche to go on with the settlement policy and to build more settlement. And it is a kind of entrenchment to the one-state solution that was declared by Trump himself. So it seems that they already been known as the broker for the peace process is now in complete favor of the Israeli narrative, and he's supporting the rhetoric of Netanyahu by all means. Even his ambassador is going to support Netanyahu in the settlement policy. He is one of the fundraisers for the settlers in the West Bank. So for Netanyahu, the Trump administration is on the same page. They're reading from the same page, so he doesn't care too much about the criticism that if, in case, it comes out from the White House.
So what options, if any, are actually available to Palestinians now?
When it comes to the Palestinians, you have to put them in different categories, because you have the first category is the PLO bodies, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, and you have the civil society with the NGOs, and you have the Islamic militant or the Islamic resistance represented by Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. For the PLO, they do believe that it should be an ongoing process of peace negotiation that will never end, because this is the strategic option they all have. So they're going to go to UN, they're going to take it to international bodies, but it's going to be an endless process. For the civil society, which should play more role, like the BDS, the boycott, divestment and sanction against Israel, should be activated more and more, and that's proven to be very effective. On the other hand, the Islamic movement could be like mobilizing the West Bank, but I don't believe they're going to have real reactions.
Fair enough. Ahmed, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll be back at the top of the hour with more. Beyond the Game is next.